So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden ingredients that make our world tick, mineral and energy resources. Seriously, from the phone in your hand to the light switch on your wall, pretty much nothing around you would even exist without them.
You know, it's so easy to take this for granted, but our entire civilization is literally built from stuff we pull out of the ground. This quote just nails it. Without these raw materials, modern life as we know it would just stop.
All right, so what exactly are we talking about here? What are these materials that shape our world? Let's get right into it.
Okay, I know, that definition sounds super technical, right? But let's just break it down. Homogeneous simply means it's the same stuff all the way through. Naturally occurring, that's a big one. It means we find it, we don't make it. And that definable internal structure, that's just its unique crystal pattern. Just think of them as nature's original Lego blocks.
And I mean, they are everywhere. The salt you put on your food, that's a mineral. The asphalt on the roads, the glass in your screen, the tiny copper wires inside the device you're watching this on. Every single bit of it started out as a mineral dug up from the earth.
So, if these things are so critical, where do we actually find them? I mean, they're not just scattered around randomly. They form under some very specific, very intense geological conditions, usually deep inside the Earth's crust. It pretty much boils down to two main scenarios. First, in igneous and metamorphic rocks, that's rock that's been cooked by magma or transformed by insane heat and pressure, minerals get forced into cracks and faults. These form what we call veins or lodes. Then you've got sedimentary rocks, which are built up from layers of sand and stuff over millions of years. In those, minerals form in these flat layers, kind of like a geological lasagna.
Now, to make sense of all this, we can split these minerals into three main buckets. And these are basically the foundation of our entire economy. You've got ferrous minerals, they all have iron in them, and that's the backbone of steel and all heavy industry. Then there's non-ferrous metals, like the copper in our wiring. They're absolutely vital for all our tech. And finally, non-metallic minerals, things like mica, which, believe it or not, is essential for the electronics industry.
And the sheer scale of how much we use, it's just mind-boggling. Get this. To make a single ton of steel, which is about the weight of a small car, you need 10 kilograms of manganese. It's a perfect example of how our whole industrial world is built on these very specific and massive inputs.
And hey, here's a cool little tidbit for you. One of the really important iron ore fields in India, the Bailadila Hills, actually got its name because the landscape literally looks like the hump of an ox. Pretty cool, right? It just goes to show how deeply connected these resources are to human history. But of course, it's not just about the materials we build with. It's also about the energy we need to shape them and move them and, well, power everything else. And for a long, long time, that energy story has been dominated by just a few key players.
Our energy story is really a tale of two worlds. On one side, you have conventional energy. We're talking fossil fuels, the stuff we've relied on for generations. They pack a huge punch, but they're running out, and they're the main driver of carbon emissions. On the other side, we have non-conventional sources, or renewables. They're clean, they're abundant, and they are, without a doubt, our future.
You know the big three conventional fuels? Coal, petroleum, and natural gas. I mean, they fueled the Industrial Revolution, they built the modern world, but their time is limited, and their environmental impact is a huge challenge we have to deal with, like right now.
But all this progress, right? All these amazing materials and all this energy, it doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It doesn't come for free. There's a really steep and often hidden cost to pulling all of it out of the ground.
The toll on both people and the planet is just immense. For the miners themselves, you've got serious health risks from breathing in toxic dust, not to mention the constant danger of working underground. And for the environment, the consequences can be absolutely devastating. Water sources polluted for miles, entire landscapes scarred by waste, and rivers just choked with pollution.
It's a pretty stark reality, isn't it? Our foundation of progress is resting on processes that are using up finite resources and doing some serious widespread damage to our planet. This is the big challenge we're facing today.
But look, this isn't meant to be a story of doom and gloom. Not at all. Because we have a real opportunity here to write a new chapter, one that's actually sustainable and smart.
So the real question becomes, how do we keep powering our world without, destroying it in the process? The answer is all about a fundamental shift in how we think and in the technology we use.
The future's absolutely renewable. We've got incredible potential in solar and wind power. We can literally create energy from organic waste using biogas. We can even tap into the Earth's own internal heat with geothermal, or the power of the oceans with tidal energy. These non-conventional sources are the key to our future.
And you know what's great? The solution isn't just about giant, large-scale projects. Conservation is a huge piece of the puzzle, and that is where every single one of us comes in. Simple things, like using public transport, just flipping a light switch off, choosing efficient appliances. All these small actions can add up to a massive, massive difference.
So we'll leave you with this thought. It took planet Earth millions of years of unbelievable pressure and heat to create these minerals and fossil fuels, and we are burning through them in what is, geologically speaking, the blink of an eye. The critical question for our generation is this: how are we going to choose to manage what's left, and what kind of sustainable legacy are we going to build for everyone who comes after us?